All right, everybody. Welcome to round 2 of this December Titanium Challenge. Here, we're going to be giving away 2 invitations to the Titanium Finals on February 18th. Invite-only tournament. That's what these guys are playing for. In addition to their share of $1,600 cash money. Pretty cool stuff. Now, on your right, we have Benjamin Cohen. Prodigious Mage. Rivaled only by young Mr. Horton for up-and-coming TJ's player. Ben is playing Bant Eldrazi, what he almost always plays. He took a month off to play like an Oketra's Monument pile, which he quickly went 0-1 with. But he's back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. He's playing Drowners of Hope today. And he wins a lot with them. 1 Worship in the main deck as his spice. He's playing against Nico, the Beast Christiansen. You can see him on the left there, towering over where my camera's at. Nico is playing about 0 cards that he actually owns. He borrowed this deck entire from Adam Snook, but he's no stranger to it. He's playing blue-white control, straight up blue-white, with what was touted by him as the best Ixalan card for Modern, Field of Ruin. A huge upgrade to Tectonic Edge, to Ghost Quarter, all this stuff. Field of Ruin is awesome. So that's what's going down. And we will see how it goes, this blue-white versus Bant Eldrazi match. Now, Nico, for those of you who don't know, has won a Grand Prix. He won Grand Prix Quebec City a few years ago, but has not managed to top 8 one since. That was constructed. He was playing an aggressive deck, the polar opposite of this one right here. Ben Cohen, no such Grand Prix victories. I'm going to tell these guys to start and go fix their camera. So they'll be starting in a sec. All right, everybody. Just had to get confirmation from me that they did have that time extension, which they do. Being in the feature match area gives me time to give these boys an intro, and they're off. Serum Visions for Nico. Windswept Heath. Cracked for Ben. Ben off to a little bit of a slow start. He has 4 ways in the deck to accelerate on turn 1 for Noble Hierarch. No talismans are in the deck anymore, so no real ways to accelerate on turn 2. This deck plays more like just a on-curve value deck at this point. So Displacer from Ben. Spreading Seas from Nico. Got to get that Eldrazi Temple out of there. Now this matchup is, of course, the classic creature with very little disruption versus control matchup. Most likely will hinge on Supreme Verdict. So Ben plays an Engineered Explosives for 2 and passes the turn. A little interesting explosives. It's really only to kill the Spreading Seas. If I were Ben, that would be the last thing I'd want to do, but at the same time, if that's all you have mana to do, that's all you have mana to do. It's not like that Engineer Explosives is going to get much else. Of course, there are a couple Detention Spheres in Nico's deck. As well as things like Gideon of the Trials. Two of. Search for Azcanta as well. So there's a smattering of permanents to hit. Sky Spawner from Ben. And really, this is all the threat that he needs. The ball's now in Nico's court. Nico has to make a move because Displacer Sky Spawner threatens to just add 1 power to the board for free whenever. And 6 points of attack. That's pretty decent. And to turn Field of Ruin for Nico. Kills the Temple Garden, gets himself a Plains, gets Ben Cohen also a Plains. So it looks like they just had a little bit of a question. I did listen in. The question was, does Spreading Seas change the basicness of Eldrazi Temple? So, like, if Ben Cohen used that Engineered, could Nico respond with a Field of Ruin? Wrath of God, OG from Nico Christiansen. Can be countered, but Ben Cohen plays no counters. So just strictly better than Supreme Verdict, easier to cast and without the regeneration clause. TKS. Reveals Nico's hands. He's a pair of mana leaks. Gonna try and make this hand out. Supreme Verdict. It's like a Gideon Jura, a Snapcaster Mage, and a Sphinx's Revelation. So Supreme Verdict exiled. Gideon Jura, though, a very powerful magic card. Might come down here. Nico draws a land. Really, what are you going to do if you're Nico? You're going to sit on mana leaks? You're going to sit on Sphinx's Rev for 2? If you play Gideon, it goes up to 8, gets attacked down to 4. But then kills Thought-Knot, draws a card, maybe draws into a Supreme Verdict, draws into a Path, first Path, Snap, Path. This is by far the best play for Nico. I mean, you just got to get it out there. And yeah, if he has a Smasher, he has a Smasher. And that really sucks. But what's your other option? Nico says go. The way he's fingering his planes makes me think he has a Path here. He did draw one. So Path target Smasher, discard Mana Leak. A 2 for 0 for Nico as Ben gets a basic and Nico has to discard a card. So not a good look. The flip side, this is all of Ben's basics. So there are no more. Any future Field of Ruins are just straight up better than Wasteland for Nico. Nico does not take this opportunity to snap Path. He wants to hold Mana Leak up. Then, not much. Just an Eldrazi temple here. Of course he'd rather have a creature. He'd rather have a cavern. He'd rather have a Seagate Wreckage. And Thought Not Seer is no good. In response, says Nico, snap. Path. Interesting line by Nico. I think you'd rather just hold the path for end of turn. This way, you can still mana leak. You can still threaten. Yeah, that's of course a play. And also, you don't draw the card off the Thought Knot to get hit by the other Thought Knot. Waiting on the path, a little bit better. Not a lot going for Nico. He's got a Shadow of Doubt. He's got a mana leak. Neither one of these stop the Reality Smasher. Nico going to respond with the Shadow of Doubt. Try and draw into a counter spell. Let's see if he can do it. So Nico drops to 5, has to draw his last Supreme Verdict. Ben, taking advantage of the Shadow of Doubt, players can't search libraries with the Ghost Quarter. Pretty heads-up play by him. Denies Nico the land. Nico falls to 1. Seagate Wreckage online. This is not looking good for Nico Christiansen. He has to draw an answer to this Thought Knot right now. Can he do it? Nope. That's a land. Nico falls game 1. Ben takes it. And what should be a pretty hard matchup for him. Nico took that risky line by deploying the Gideon. Line that I would have taken too. I mean, I'm not criticizing it. Oftentimes in this game, of course, the risky lines are the best lines, but they do punish us. These guys going to sideboards now. Let's see what they got. Nico's on the ropes, right? He lost game 1. He has to win 2 in a row. And as such, he's going to look to the sideboard. He has an extra Supreme Verdict. That, of course, is coming in. He has a Ghostly Prison. That might find its way, but it's kind of, like, weak. I mean, it's not the best investment of a card. Using an entire card to minorly inconvenience Ben? I'm not so sure. Disdainful Stroke, of course, is great. Countering Reality Smasher, countering Thought Not Seer. All this good stuff. Elspeth Sun's Champion, Ceremonious Rejection. He has some good stuff against Ben Cohen. So a lot of one-ofs, like 4 or 5 different good one-ofs to bring in. He'll trim on stuff like Mana Leak, bad because of Cavern. Might trim on Snapcaster if he thinks Ben will bring in Rest in Peace. Shadow of Doubt doesn't do much. Pretty obvious stuff here. Now Ben, on the other hand, has Relic to constrain the mana of Nico. Or excuse me, to constrain the graveyard of Nico. He has Thrag Tusk if he wants a little Supreme Verdict protection. Rex Sage, Detention Sphere protection. Stubborn Denial for a little counter magic. Overall, though, I have to imagine that Nico's sideboard functions a little better than Ben's. Ben has some good stuff to take out, right? Like, he can take out the Warship, he can take out the Paths, he can take out the Engineered Explosives. He has way more to take out than he has effective tools to bring in. So Nico, getting on the plate for game 1. Game 2, excuse me. See if you can get out a little bit ahead of Ben this time. Ben at all points was just kind of ahead. Nico's first Wrath of God effect just took out a 3-3 and a 2-1 instead of the big heavy hitters, allowing Ben the opening to resolve the Thought Knot Seer. We'll see if Nico can get, like I said, a little bit ahead of this. So, both players using their turn 1 card manipulation of choice. Nico casts Serum Visions. Ben, the much more effective Ancient Stirrings. Excuse me. It's no coincidence that they continue to print cards like like Serum Visions. They reprinted Op, they'll print Sleight of Hand, even Ponder and Preordain. But Ancient Stirrings is unique. No card quite like it. And in this Eldrazi deck, it functions as both a land tutor and a creature tutor. Really good. Like the best Commune with Dinosaurs ever. Oh, look at this. Logic Knot on Thought Knot, countered by Stubborn Denial. So we get a look at Nico's hand here. Gideon, Condemn, Cryptic, Elspeth. Only on 3 lands, though. That's a Gideon Jura. So Condemn is, of course, the one taken, by far the cheapest option. Nico needs to draw land. No, he doesn't, says Go. Oof. Drowner of Hope. Okay, so Nico did draw a castable spell. He drew the Mana Leak. So not the worst for Nico. He keeps up. He matches Ben for this turn. And any land is still really good for him. Spreading Seas, not so much. That's one of the worst draws. Of course, it does cycle, allowing him to hit his land drop. You'd much rather have like a D-Sphere, another Mana Leak, a Path. That Spreading Sea is really ineffective here. Five mana, you know what that means. Smash it. Nico at 7, Cryptic Command might just need to play defense here. Might need to play tap draw. Gideon Jurut won't even survive. Cryptic, yep, has to tap draw. Now, after board, Nico has 4 copies of Wrath of God effect in his deck, so it's not that unlikely that he draws one. Cavern of Souls names Eldrazi. Will Ben commit even more to the board? He will. Wow, Sky Spawner. So Nico, Wrath or Bust. Okay. Nico immediately cracks Fetch. It looks like this means he has a plan. Could it be Elspeth? Destroy all creatures 4 or more? That'd be pretty good. Yep, looks like it. So Elspeth goes to 1. Easily killable, but Nico draws a card. He's dead to Smasher. Ben doesn't have it. Nico to 4. Now Ben's hand is online. Heck, even Celestial Colonnade is online to block at this point. Serum Visions from Nico. He still has some play in him. Still has Gideon Jura in hand. Plains? Jura. Path mana up. Does Ben have a counter? No. Now, if Nico untaps, he is firmly in control. Can Ben kill the Gideon this turn? Maintain parity. This has to just get cracked right now. Try and find a Smasher. It has to. Smasher. Smasher or bust. No Smasher. Land, go. Ben bricks. He is drawing so badly this game. Nico says go. He had 3 lands. He missed his 4th land drop, but since he has not missed a single land drop. Sky Spawner is deployed. Nothing doing about that. And a turn think twice from Nico. And a turn think twice flashback from Nico. So he draws 2. He's well on his way to stabilizing. He has a Gideon on 5 loyalty versus only 4 power. Wrath of God. This clears the way for Gideon to start attacking. 3 attacks away here. It's so unlikely Ben has a path. And if you're Nico, you just have to suck it up and go for it. But no, he doesn't. He just ups again. He wants to find a Cryptic Command or a Snapcaster Mage before he goes for it. Oof. All the lands in the world and not a single Seagate Wreckage. Ouch. Nico just playing it so safe here, not attacking with Gideon, not attacking with Colonnade, not attacking with anything. Gideon had 11 loyalty. At some point, Nico, Ben is going to draw out of this flood. Whoa. Ragtusk. Ben up to 21. Got to target one of the caverns, probably the one on Eldrazi. Nico draws. His blue-white land destruction deck doing good work here. Getting up to 13. Gideon down to 7. Whew. Ooh, Path to Exile, okay. Interesting use of resources by Nico. He could have just Gideon -2 to get rid of that. But at 3, he just wants to protect that life total. Shadow of Doubt also cycles. At some point, Nico's going to have to win this game. I mean, if the Sphinx's Rev is at the bottom, like, third of his deck, he's just never going to draw it. Swept Heath thins out Ben's deck. He has almost all of his lands in play, and yet no Seagate Wreckage. Unfortunate for him. Draws. Getting ticked down. Looks like it's down to 7 at this point. Let's see what Ben drew for the turn. 5 mana. Drowner. Can't be countered. This may prompt a supreme verdict from Nico. Nico draws. Nothing end of turn. What is going on with him? There's a verdict. Can't be countered. Don't try and stubborn denial it, Ben. Please tell me. No, no attack. Nico plays around Reality Smasher with this Gideon. Like, yeah, he has inevitability. But at the same time, gotta win. Another Spreading Seas. All the caverns done. One left in Ben's deck somewhere, but none in play. Windswept Heath. Jeez. There's the Seagate Wreckage. Field of Ruin has to immediately kill this. And Ben holds a card in hand. If I'm Nico, I'm assuming that's Path. I'm assuming that's Stubborn Denial. Something like this. I mean, what else could it be, right? If it was a land, it'd be in play. Ben would slow roll the Seagate to be the last land he plays. Here we go. Nico draws. When will he win? Gideon up to 11. Now here we go with the Colonnade. Nico finally feels that it's safe. Ghost Quarter used. That's the only Ghost Quarter in the deck from Nico. Or excuse me, from Ben. Of course, there is a backup Colonnade. So next turn the Colonnade will swing for 4. And maybe Gideon will even get it. Noble Hierarch. Long game 2. Long game 2. Colonnade. Attacks. There it is. Nico. Patience pays off. Finally baits the path out. The Gideon free to start swinging in soon. So long as there's an answer to the Smasher. A Cryptic to tap. A path to remove. Displacer. Not bad. Not bad. Your visions from Nico. At some point, he has to win a game 3. He's, of course, lost the first game. Supreme Verdict and attack for 6 is a good start. Playing fast at this point is more important than 100% winning. Because he has to win a game 3. He has to do it. Snap Verdict. Swing 6. There we go. Ben 13. Says go. Needs a Thought Knot. Needs a Smasher. Just says go. Six. Down to 7 is Ben Cohen. Just a shot away. Says go. 2 cards in hand. He could have a freshly drawn path. Yep, there's the path. Have to figure this gets countered here. Oh, wow, no. Okay. Nico finally out of basic lands here. Has to find a way to deal 7 damage. There are 2 Colonnades left in the deck. One was eaten by a path, one was eaten by a Ghost Quarter. And this is scary because Ben still has like multiple Reality Smashers left in his deck. I think 3 left. There's a Thought Knot. Ceremonious takes care of that. Nico needs a threat, needs a Colonnade, needs a Gideon Jura. That's a Hallowed Fountain. Not gonna do it. He has like just about all of his lands in play. Freshly drawn Hierarch. Path takes care of that. That's a little preemptive. But, you know, like I said, playing fast better than playing well. Seas takes out a colorless source. Nico just trying to draw a Colonnade here. Just using all his resources as soon as he gets them. It says okay. Displacer's fine. Could this be Snap Path at the end of turn? It sure feels like Snap Path. Wow, he says go? This has to be Snap Path, right? I mean, what else could it be? This has to be a Smasher. Counter draw? Counter tap. Nico Flooded Strand. Oh my god. This has to be every land. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16. At least 4 in the graveyard. I think there's like 3 lands left in Nico's deck, 2 of which are colonnades. This is crazy. Noble for the Exalted. Alright, there's the snap. Snap Cryptic. So it looks like what Cryptic Command said was tap your creatures, draw a card. Curious. Nico must be flush with Wrath of Gods here. This must be like in for 2 Wrath of God. Yep, Verdict. Colonnade, Nico? Field of Ruin, wow. Ben draws still 2 Reality Smashers left in his deck. There's 1. Wow, handshake. Ben Cohen takes it. Nico trying to play fast there. And I get it. I mean, geez, at this point there were 13 minutes left on the clock for him to win a game 3. A lot of play options were available to him. He could have Field of Ruin to the Yavimaya Coast, cutting Ben off from colorless sources. He might have had a Brushland in his hand anyway. And it's interesting, Ben keeping some Path to Exiles in his deck saved him. Without both of those paths, that game would have been over. But he wisely sided out the Engineered. Those are more important than the paths for him. Have to agree. Sided some Stubborn Denials, some Relics. That's about it. Thrag Tusks, I suppose. And Nico does fall to 1-1. Still alive for top 8. But Ben Cohen, the much more enviable position of 2-0. Congratulations, Ben. So I'm going to go talk to these players, see what Ben thinks of the matchup. See to him what made him win. Thanks for watching, everybody. Keep paying attention here as this playlist is going to roll into round 3. Keep watching. Thanks.